Russia's War in Ukraine by Irene and Kathleen Magramo, CNN. What we're covering: Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has fired his Prosecutor General and Security Service Chief, accusing members of their staff of treason. A steady flow of Russian military equipment is moving westward from Mariupol toward other parts of southern Ukraine, Ukrainian officials say. Russian forces are targeting Ukrainian defensive positions in Donetsk, with the town of Siversk their immediate priority, according to the Ukrainian military. At least 353 Ukrainian children killed as a result of Russia's invasion, says Juvenile Prosecutor's office, from CNN's Irene Nasser and Josh Pennington. Relatives and friends are present during the funeral service of Mariya, her 3-month-old baby girl Kira, and her mother, Lyudmila Yevkina, at Transfiguration Cathedral, Odessa, southern Ukraine, on April 27th. The women and an infant were killed after one of the Russian cruise missiles launched against Odessa hit an apartment block on April 23rd. At least 353 Ukrainian children have died and more than 665 been injured due to Russia's invasion, the Ukrainian Juvenile Prosecutor's office said on Monday. Most injuries were reported in Donetsk, Kharkiv, and Kyiv, it said. It said at least 2,138 educational institutions have been damaged, of which 221 have been completely destroyed. 1 person killed and 14 injured after Iskander missile struck a city in eastern Ukraine. From CNN's Mariya night in Atlanta. Russian forces hit Pokrovsk, a city in Donetsk region, with 2 Iskander and ballistic missiles on Saturday, killing at least 1 person and injuring 14, according to Mariya Idrisova, the city's deputy mayor. 14 people were injured with medium and light injuries and were admitted to the hospital. Idrisova said, "Unfortunately, there's 1 dead civilian. It's a woman, born in 1987. She was simply sitting on the bench when the strike took place," she added. Idrisova said 30 buildings in the city were damaged in the strike. Pokrovsk is 40 kilometers, 25 miles from the front lines, but has seen an uptick in missile and air strikes as Russian forces try to weaken Ukrainian defenses in Donetsk. It's 8 a.m. in Kyiv. Here's what you need to know. The battle for southern Ukraine is heating up, with Russia sending reinforcements westward from Mariupol as its forces come under attack from Ukrainian long-range weapons. Here's what you need to know. Better for south. Ukrainian officials say a steady flow of Russian military equipment is moving westward from Mariupol toward other parts of southern Ukraine, where Ukrainian forces are on the offensive. A convoy of up to 100 units of military equipment passed through Mariupol in the direction of Zaporizhzhia on Saturday, according to Ukrainian officials. Some independent analysts believe this is to support Russian forces in Kherson that have come under attack from Ukrainian long-range weapons. Russian advance foiled. The Ukrainian military says Russian forces are trying to eliminate its defensive positions in Donetsk, with the town of Siversk their immediate priority. After withdrawing from the city of Lysychansk last month, the Ukrainians appear to be defending terrain further west with tenacity. Despite superior Russian firepower. Zelensky fires top officials. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has dismissed his Prosecutor General and the head of the security service, saying many officials in both departments are suspected of treason and collaborating with Russia. He said 651 criminal proceedings had been registered regarding treason and collaboration, and that more than 60 employees of the Prosecutor's office and the security service of Ukraine remain in the occupied territory and are working against our state. Among those detained on suspicion of treason is the former head of the main directorate of the security service in Crimea. Funeral for a girl 4. A funeral was held on Sunday for a 4-year-old girl who died during Russian strikes on the central Ukrainian town of Vinnytsia. Ukrainian broadcaster Suspine aired a video of Sunday's funeral for the girl, Lisa. The footage showed mourners surrounding her casket, a crown of flowers on her head and stuffed animals surrounding her body. It's to avoid pictures like this that I sent my own children away, said the Ukrainian MP Lysia Vasilenko. And it's why I urge Ukrainian mothers with kids to temporarily seek safety abroad whenever possible. Ukrainians say Russia bolstering troop presence in south. From CNN's team lister, Julia Kesaieva and Julia Presniakova. A Russian serviceman guards a grain elevator in Melitopol, Zaporizhzhia region, Ukraine on July 14th. Ukrainian officials say a steady flow of Russian military equipment continues to move westward from Mariupol toward other parts of southern Ukraine, where Ukrainian forces are on the offensive. The assertion is supported by recently geolocated video of Russian armor moving through parts of southern Ukraine. We continue to record the movement of military equipment through Mariupol. Petro Andriyshchenko, an advisor to the mayor of occupied Mariupol, said Sunday. Andriyshchenko, who is not in Mariupol, said, "A large convoy of up to 100 units of military equipment passed through the city in the direction of the Zaporizhzhia region." On Saturday, the column included infantry fighting vehicles. In addition, a large number of Russian soldiers brought in by Kamaz trucks settled in the villages of the Nikorsky and Manhush districts, 2 districts west of Mariupol. Last week, CNN geolocated a large Russian military convoy heading west near the city of Melitopol in the Zaporizhzhia region. Photographs posted in the Mariupol local community group on July 15th also appeared to show Russian military vehicles on the move through the city on the way to Berdyansk. Some independent analysts believe the Russians are moving forces westward, potentially to support Russian forces that are on the defensive in Kherson after coming under attack by Ukrainian long-range weapons. On Sunday, Ivan Fedorov, the mayor of Melitopol, said there had been a number of explosions south of the city, in Yakimivka, where Ukrainian saboteurs blew up a railroad bridge in April. He gave no explanation, but Russian bases in the region have been struck by long-range Ukrainian artillery at least 3 times this month. Fedorov said Russian forces were increasing the pressure on the civilian population in Melitopol, sealing off neighborhoods and conducting questionnaires. People and the temporarily occupied territories live in such a hell today. And of course, the Russians will use the data they collect for their fake statistics and pseudo-referendums, Fedorov said. Fedorov added some 500 people were stranded at a Russian-controlled checkpoint in Vasilievka, the last remaining crossing point for civilians to reach Ukrainian-controlled territory. In Kherson, where Russian command posts and ammunition dumps have come under attack in recent weeks, Ukraine's Operational Command South said, units of the Russian occupying forces have massively changed their deployment points, trying to hide behind the civilian population. It claimed that Russian forces have abandoned some bases for fear of further strikes and chosen new deployment locations in densely populated residential areas, hoping that the defense forces of Ukraine will not carry out strikes that could be a threat to local residents.